We'll talk about it as staff and just see what we can come up with.
It's just, I just feel like if they're driving right by, or they drive over, lift their blade and go over.
Okay, we're live.
Yeah.
I don't know, I shoveled out to Molly's bus stop this morning and AIM drove by me pretty fast and buried everything I just finished. It's like, Did you adjourn yesterday or did you,
No, we
Oh,
recessed.
George won't be here today?
No.
That's correct. I just wrote down roll call.
Right?
I just wrote down the roll call.
Okay, he's here.
I know that. He went to go get a different coffee.
He doesn't like this stuff.
I like that coffee.
So do I.
There's coffee here and muffins, and I don't know what else is in there. If you wanna grab something,
Not that I need more coffee, but I
I
could always
know
have 3
this
more.
is like number 4 for me, and that's usually not.
This is only number 3 because I had to go shovel snow.
Mark wants somebody at Krillin, so boys can do whatever. Rosemary Clark Bloom, she organizes the men's.
Yeah. I'm just trying to think of it. Yeah. I mean, Larry Evans is still involved. Larry Evans is still involved, I think.
Oh, I have Rosemary's, so
Yeah.
I'll get
Yeah.
her and then
Yeah.
she can come.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, let's reconvene. Do you want a motion, Carrie? Motion to reconvene? Council Gould, Council Willis, all in favor? Carried. James?
Y'all fine with that? You're fine with this? Okay. Good morning, Mayor and Council. So we had a little bit of a snafu this morning. So Mark is just printing off the second draft of the budget. So he should be up momentarily with the changes that we made yesterday. But I'll kind of review them on the screen, and when he comes in, then we will move forward. This is the wrong one. The second draft here. Second draft.
We're on vacation too.
I thought we were doing that tomorrow.
One moment. There we go. Okay, so second draft. Is it? Oh, no, I need to share a window. She needs to share a different window, so. Give me a second.
Pissed. They pushed his date back to another week.
Are you happy with that or?
No, he wants to get it over with.
Yeah, really.
There we go. All right, so we have the second draft up. Perfect. So when it comes up, first of all, with deference to Councillor McLean, I did solve the page number issue, so it should fold out and be much easier to follow 21 through 30 through. There was a couple of pages that were out of order, so now it should read much more straight across.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
So that was the first change. I'm just going forward here. Okay, not much of the consolidated. This is. I think I hear Mark coming up. So. Okay, so the accessibility plan has been modified in the financial statement, or in the financial plan bylaw. That was part of, Councilor Gould needed there.
Sorry.
Discretionary
Still
grants
one.
remain the same from yesterday.
So the other way now?
Still one.
James, yesterday we didn't discuss it, but it's in the budget thing that for 26, 27 and on, it's 200,000 from Vermillion Forks Community Forest? Is your projected?
Yes, we never really, it's up to, I guess, Gorman Brothers now, what they decide to cut on an annual basis, but.
No, it's not up to Gorman's, it's up to us,
Okay.
as the
Yeah.
Well,
board.
their suggestion.
And
Yeah.
was there still allowable cut for that amount?
Trying to remember what we agreed to.
I didn't know.
I think we were trying to get some stuff cut this year.
Yeah. I'm just gonna get my notes, I'll be right back.
Do you remember, Lyle?
Yeah, I think they did suggest that we were gonna cut some more,
About this time of year.
yeah, that's right, yeah. And it is just it's a flow through kind of thing. If we don't get it, we don't spend it, you know, we don't.
Right,
so-
but if it's just projected as earnings, it goes straight into the.
Yeah.
There's not future entity.
Okay, it's slightly easier to follow.
Mayor, can we talk about publicly about the airport?
It's on their website. Are you talking about the ALC
So that's
decision?
a yes, right?
Correct. It's on their public website, so people can look it up.
Perfect.
Okay, so first change I have here is for the economic development budget. W page 20. Not quite there yet.
What page?
24. I beg your pardon, 23. So, first change, caboose refurbishment. And when we get to the financial plan, we'll see that there's a slight change in the scope of the project as well. It's gone from 30 to 45, with the scope changing from simply upgrading the caboose to upgrading the caboose and providing signage upgrades to the weather vane on Highway 5A and Airport Road.
What are you doing with the caboose?
It's a combination. of
Sorry?
What are you doing with the caboose?
My proposal is that we clad it in aluminum panel, seal it up, it'll look exactly the same, except you won't have to paint it. And then there's some graphics, I've got a design for it that I can show you.
Is it even structurally sound anymore? It looks pretty rotten.
Oh, I think it would be for the purpose of that. Unless you don't want to. That's okay. That's okay too.
I don't know. I don't know what to do with that thing.
The conceptual I have looks pretty good, like it could look nice.
You already have a concept, you could show us today.
Yeah, I just have it printed out, I have to get it, I don't have it readily available, but.
I do see people sitting on the stairs and taking pictures. and using
I know, but it just looks like crap and you go over there and it looks like it's rotting from the top down.
Well, that would all be gone, right? That rotting from the top down wouldn't be visible anymore, but the whole thing would be, what they came out and measured it, they measured every square inch to cover it entirely. So there'd be no access to it anymore, like it would be like a toy, basically.
Yeah, but it would be skinned with the professional
Yeah,
company, right?
yeah.
So-
Did you get quotes on the signage for the airplane and the post?
Yep.
Already?
You gotta drive that,
You do have that already?
Yeah.
So you bring a report to us for that too?
Yep, I have drawings for that too.
And that's 15,000 for that alone?
What's that?
15,000 for that?
No, actually, I think it's bigger portion. It's cheaper to skin the caboose than it is to do the airport signage.
It's expensive.
There's site prep, there's wood.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we're looking at replacing all the Smoky Valley signs, and we're looking at tens of thousands of dollars.
Yeah,
to do that.
this isn't like some square sign. This is like metal cut signs that like will look like airplane wings, and
and that
there's
stands too and stuff.
Oh, that'll be cool.
poured bases. There's actually some. It's not just a typical slap it up sign.
I haven't seen it.
Happy.
Nobody has.
I know, but that's what it's like.
Yeah, I haven't brought it
Trying to
yet
wrap
because it wasn't ready to bring, so that's why it hasn't come.
I'm just trying to wrap my head around it now.
My biggest thing was just the message. Did people just sit up there,
Yeah, I think it's
stare at
exciting.
the airplane and everything else, put something in front of them?
I
A
think
few
Mark-
years now?
Yeah.
That and Lori Curry Way will get done one day.
Maybe.
But I agree, I mean, I agree with it, like, there'll be tables and whether a table or picnic table.
I think, like, that's not part of this, but I think that would be a good idea. I would consider, I think should drop some
Like
shade, a
people are
shade
stopping
sail up there
yeah,
too.
so-
Okay.
Well, do you drive by there much in the summer?
Quite a bit.
Well, God, every time not every time, of course, but
Yeah.
So then, James, will you change the Schedule C to reflect that it's not just the caboose?
It is.
It still says caboose.
Is that from yesterday's or today's?
Today's, this is the today.
It should be.
Print this in.
Should be. Good change. I did reorganize all the numbers.
I
as well.
appreciate that very much.
That took the majority of my morning, actually. It's not an easy project.
Okay. Just make a note of it, James.
Yeah, I'm just trying to find.
2024-002.
So it's got 10, 15, that's right.
When's do we have a committee of whole this month?
December 10th.
December 10th. Are
That's
you gonna
when-
be here for that, Gary?
I have to look at my schedule.
If you are, maybe can you bring those conceptuals?
I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Hang on a second. Flip between the screens.
And the amount needs to be changed on the bylaw.
Yeah, it is. It is changed for some reason. It didn't capture it, so I'm just sharing that. Give it a moment. There we go. So, zoom so we can read that. You see, it's already been changed. For some reason, it didn't capture the most current version of the bylaw. So, it is there. It's just not showing up in the bylaw. So, I'll get another copy of the bylaw during the next break. But I'll have to flip back and forth because the copy you guys
Just
have
at the
is-
end if we have accurate changes.
Yeah, so it is already there.
Not the copy you gave for
Yes. All right, so we are back to, now I gotta switch back over here.
So if it says surplus operating funding, is that taxation or is that?
Yeah. Yeah, so all taxation goes into the surplus fund and then gets distributed from there. Share. Okay, so go back to that. next change, page 33. So, yesterday we had a problem with the categories being formatted, so the budget numbers now are proper, the roads have been fixed. So library building at 26, town hall 70, municipal building 16, administrative support and debt payments. Yesterday we had a problem with the columns not showing correctly, so.
Okay. And Kenley is zero now. With Kenley was at the old town office, like Peters?
I beg your pardon?
Was Kenley Hall building the old visitor center? Like what
No,
is it?
Kenley is Kenley, right across, isn't it?
Yeah, the old fire hall.
The old fire.
Oh, the old fire.
Yeah.
What do
I
we
think
call
the
that
last time
Kenley,
we-
isn't that Veterans Avenue?
Yeah, it's now Veterans.
Last time we used and occupied it was,
It used to be we changed it in
2020.
the 90s. When did we change that? We changed that when we changed the road, or
Yeah.
the flow.
Alright, page 45.
James, can we just go back to 36, 37?
36, 37, yeah.
Yeah, I'm just. Do you have that money earmarked for the Reddit grant if we get it?
Oh, 36, that's, oh, here we go. 37 is this year's.
Yeah.
36 is last year's. Not at the moment.
Okay. Because we were just gonna take that out of revenues, right? Was it 35%? So that would, yeah, 35.
Yeah, you look back at the notes and see, do you recall how much it was gonna be, or?
I think it was 35.
35?
Because it was a $100,000 grant, and we were gonna put in 35 instead of the 25 to try to spice it up.
Okay.
Which one?
A Reddit grant to do a plan up there. I just wanted to make sure that was in the budget. Because if we get the money, we've got to spend it. Council approved it, so.
Okay, yeah, make sure that winds up there. Back to 45. It is thank goodness first draft, so just make the changes and then we can move from there. 35, so 540019 has been updated to 30,000 in perpetuity as per council's wishes.
Which one?
What page you on?
Page 45. So it's the arena, or sorry, the recreation budget. And the recreation wages have been corrected to reflect the one half of the full-time and the part-time. So 1.5 for recreation.
Can we go back to cemetery, so 2 pages back? Because there was gonna be an addition of irrigation that yours.
I don't think we have an amount for it yet, that's why it's not there.
Yeah, I don't have it quite yet.
Are we still in discussions with the landowner?
Yeah.
So that'll be, we'll just add it in before the meeting.
Yeah.
I'd like to try
So
to
as soon
get
as I get a
Is
number,
that-
I can.
Is that looking positive?
somewhat, yeah.
Nothing's certain until things are certain.
I mean, in the long run, this will save us money. I don't know how many wells we've dug up there.
Yeah, for sure.
How many have you dug? Randy? How many wells did you guys put in up at the cemetery? 2 or 3?
We put one up by a pond, didn't we?
not a well, just a catchment.
Yeah, I don't even know if it was a well, was it?
Cause we got what, 3 wells up there?
I think there's a
And
total of
they've-
3, yeah.
And they've all
Um,
failed.
Yeah,
Next change, page 40.
We rebuilt that catchment a couple times too.
that's right.
Next change, page 47. We've modified the name from Arena Compressor to Arena Compressor and Condenser. So that kind of encompasses the whole project. It's a multi-year project, so. Yeah.
I thought the compressor was already completed on
It has, but it's a cumulative project, so both were designed to be changed at the same time, so.
And then is there anything after that, Lyle? Like, do we need to?
No, I mean, then we get into some long-term things like, you know, we probably would be looking at a new floor at some point, which would encompass the boards. The boards, as we know, on the one side are attached to the bleachers. You know, it's a fairly big thing, but we're probably looking a few years out, you know, on that. But as far as operational goes, we'll be basically brand new.
So not for this year, but for maybe next year's budget, for whoever's, that should be brought to their attention and maybe, like a real high level
Yeah.
estimate on what that's gonna
Yeah,
cost.
it's a good idea, and we probably should be putting some money in reserve in preparation.
Cause our floor is what, 40, no, it's older than me, so it's,
1974.
yeah.
42 years old?
No, it's 74, no, it's 51. So,
Yeah.
we should probably,
Yeah,
It's pretty good shape for a 50-year-old floor.
yeah.
Could-
Yeah, I'm
is
not
it
gonna say anything.
just something we could add in now, it's not in this year's budget, like not 2026, but you could put it, say 2028, and then next council can decide to bump it
Yeah.
up.
Mhm.
Just so it's there and it doesn't get,
Yeah.
I mean, I think a floor now is probably, I think the last one I heard was like close to 6 or 7 million just
Yeah.
for the floor.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
we need to start planning that out.
Mhm.
Oliver's got pretty recent numbers, because they did the floor and a subfloor.
That's right, yeah.
That's right.
Did they do a subfloor? They didn't just pour over top?
I think they will force you to design it with a subfloor, a heating floor underneath now, so, yeah.
Yeah, I know they're not cheap, and then you have to, like in our case, we have to, if we're doing the boards, we gotta deal with the bleachers, cause you
Yeah.
can't put the new aluminum boards on those wooden bleachers.
Yeah.
So,
Pretty much doing the whole thing.
yeah. Okay.
When you talk about floor, I thought you were talking about in the back room there where the floor needs to be replaced. Is that, do we have that in hand or?
No, I'm gonna add that in the next draft.
We were looking at doing that through just
Just
building
maintenance.
maintenance, weren't
We have a maintenance budget of 80 or 90,000. I think we can fit it into the maintenance budget.
Cause
The roof
that's
is all
almost
done.
20 years old.
The roof is
The
done now.
leak
Yeah,
thing? Yeah.
yeah,
We'll know in April.
yeah.
When did we put that floor in the back?
When we do that addition, it was like 2007, I think.
Yeah, so it's almost 20 years old.
Yeah, it's hard to believe, I know, time just flies by.
Yeah, that's a big bill, and I wonder if bleachers, like, how do you get paid for it?
Yeah, we'll look for grants and stuff.
If we had more solar panels, we could have.
Yeah.
Maybe we
Peach.
sell the rest of BC Hydro. Did you hear that, Fortis?
Yeah, really.
Page
We'll run our own
50,
transmission line.
54 is the next change. See that the Claire Jester replacement has been up to 535.
page 54.
And the according capital reserve has also been up to 535.
Yeah.
What page are you on?
Yeah, it doesn't line up here.
53, beg your pardon.
No, you said 54. There's
Yeah.
nothing on here.
Sorry, the page numbers have shifted from yesterday, so. Yeah, it's 53. So. Claire Jester replacement there, and then 50.
How do do you?
5 is where the corresponding capital reserve has been shifted.
How are we gonna do the clear adjuster replacement? Is that just out of general taxation, or is it?
At this point, yes.
Sorry, which, when did you change them?
Potentially.
Can we do that, Carrie?
What?
Is that in our DCC list?
It just services that area. That's why I said like yesterday, a parcel tax.
Not with your, not with your.
Well, we should
3.9
probably put it in the
million
DCC list, that way
on
anything
the
that's
Angela Avenue.
on that line would be able to pay into it.
We're hopeful that if that gas station goes ahead, well, they
Pay
have
for
till
that.
February, yeah. And then we'd have sewer up to that area.
So there's also, I'm also not 100% certain on the numbers for the Angela Avenue lift station. So that's 3.96 that's in the budget. And there's developer fees and DCCs that are in that as well. So I'm not sure where that lands. We haven't done the negotiations yet with the developer, so.
Currently, it's not part of our DCC bylaw though, Angela Avenue.
No.
What's the whole process left with that, other than having to upgrade downtown, you know, with the airport? Like,
Oh, just pretty much them putting in their stuff and then that, we need that lift station.
but don't
We need that lift
have to
station.
be underground with them? I thought we said we're working on that still with a.
We're really close, really, like it's, like we're close to finishing the working document. Once we all agree on the working document, then it goes into the agreement. And the agreement part will be easy, but,
And then after that, then it's just upgrades downtown, we need.
yeah.
James, because the bylaw you're seeing didn't print, can you just confirm that the project 2026-001 went from 500 to 535?
Yeah.
Do we,
One moment.
do we have a timeline on that yet?
Not at this time, no.
Like, should we not work on trying to find out, you know, I mean, like, everyone talks about, you know, asking, you know, the housing and this and that.
One of the big part about it was getting the approval from the ALC, and now that we have that, I feel like it's gonna move
Okay.
forward quicker.
It's been going back and forth between lawyers
Yeah, it
for,
still says 500.
what, the last year?
Yeah,
So, it's not like it hasn't, it's stalled, it's just, the ALC decision is like
What's that?
the last thing we needed to kind of.
Not the bylaw.
Yeah, so now we
Follow
should
up
have
on,
answers and.
Yeah.
I'm just waiting for the final draft. Then I can review it and go over it with the team. And if everybody's happy with it, then we can start moving forward.
And
So,
then we'll switch
not
on.
from sewer reserve?
We don't have enough in the sewer reserve to pay for that.
So surplus operational revenue is
At
taxation?
this point, yes. Yeah. Unless
P.
there's any other ideas.
So, not.
That means somebody's attached.
Alright. There we go.
Would we have to do a voter assent to do a parcel tax up there? To do that?
No, it's a bylaw.
I know,
I
but
would,
you just do that without approval?
it would have to be, bylaw would have to be approved by the majority of the people under the parcel tax.
That's what I mean. It would have to go to some sort of voter assent up
Yeah.
there
Yeah.
to be able to do it.
Yes.
Not just council saying, we're gonna
No.
slap the
voter
parcel tax
assent,
on
yeah.
it.
Yeah,
That's what I was saying.
yeah.
How many houses are there?
How many hookups do you have on there?
In the final plan for the
For-
airport?
No,
No,
Western-
we're talking about
Westridge.
Westridge.
I can't remember offhand, to tell you the truth.
Yeah, I know, I was just trying to think, I have no idea what's.
It's roughly 30-ish.
At least.
So parcel tax, is that over a few years, or is it like
Could be up to 20. So that'd be $800 a house. It's gonna be steep.
800, and you
Yeah.
spread it over?
20 years. $800 a year for 20 years.
$800 or $900 over 20?
Yeah. Just, that's just numbers off the top of my head, but $500,000 divided by 30 is about 1,700, or 16 or 17,000 divided by 20 is about $800.
20 of us, right?
So it might be doable this year.
Yeah.
Doesn't sound too bad when you do it that way.
Go for about 20 years, and those things last about 25.
Do it again.
Do it again, yeah.
Just get it paid.
But if we do it and then the parcel in front of, the Living It gets developed, they pay a latecomer fee and all that, that would pay into all of it and bring pricing down and blah, 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 so there's a lot more moving parts to it than just that, there's other offsets and whatnot.
Yeah, we'll have more information in February, I think, you know.
There's no alternative approval process.
No, it has to be order sent, I think.
On the gas station arm?
Yeah,
That's all the same as they were doing before.
yeah,
That's when their permit runs out?
yeah, that's right. So at that point, we'll know what their plan is, so.
But they talked about moving forward.
Yeah, well, they asked for an extension, right? So the extension goes till the end of February or sometime in February there, so we'll know if they're gonna pull the trigger or not.
Okay. Okay, put it in there, we don't do it.
Sorry?
Yeah, just leave it there and we'll figure it out. If it has to be pushed to next year, then it's pushed to next year. But if you think we can operate for now,
How many other housing projects do you have in front of you?
Quite a few.
The thing by Little Creek is going ahead, the other one's in limbo sort of thing at this point, by Cal Tire. Is there anything else in front of you?
We've got community services, that's 40.
We've got about 90 doors in apartment building.
I'm sorry?
About 90 in
Yeah.
apartment sized buildings.
Yeah, how many different projects, or is that?
That's two projects.
Okay.
and then what about this one over here? How close are they to actually pulling the trigger on that?
You're talking like Vermilion?
Yeah,
We are just waiting for updated drawings. Like they've got all their sign off from the school board. We're just waiting for updated drawings.
so they won't start till spring.
We still have to bring it to council as a
So
development
they're
permit.
And the ones that by the Brown Bridge, or that one, is that doing it?
Got a meeting
Next week.
Next week. That one will
And
depend
then
on
they
the
didn't get their
progress.
foundations done, did they?
So 3
For
years,
where?
5 years out.
Culvertson.
5 years.
So that's not happening until next year now too?
They're still doing the,
Not now.
They're just getting updated drawings as well.
Yeah, but all the work is stopped for the year now,
Yeah.
unless the snow melts and it becomes spring in December or January. So,
depending where they
That's
got,
another year
cause they
off.
talked about digging the holes for the foundation.
yeah,
But
but
he
they
needs
still
to
need
have
to do
upgraded.
arc at the same time as digging the hole, so there's not gonna be any work done now. So that's another year off before that's going. Alright,
Would they have allowed it to be dug up and whatever?
well, they got the permits to go forward, but now there's half a foot of snow on the ground over there, they're not
Oh,
gonna.
I'm sorry, okay.
They're not gonna, you're not gonna do archaeology under with all the snow.
They've talked like they've got a plan through the winter.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Is there any way that you could ever get a number on the number of people working at the mine, for instance, that don't live in town?
Yeah, it's about, what'd Frank say, don't live in, he gives us that number all the time.
I can't remember.
I don't have it off the top of my head though.
Yeah,
It's like 80% of the workforce lives in the valley.
yeah.
Yeah, like within or around Princeton?
Princeton to Caremias,
Yeah.
Boston area.
Okay. I guess it's not that bad a commute from Carolinas or whatever.
You wanna see something crazy? Come home like 4:30 from Penticton and see how many people are traveling between Caremias and Penticton or go over in the morning before you start work, and the amount of traffic between Karamis and Penticton now is just,
Well, I saw-
it's a stream. It's almost as bad as the shift change of the mine. Like, it's just consistent. It's crazy.
I did it the other day when I left Princeton, and it was nothing until I got to the mine turnoff.
Yeah. And then it's just
From then, it was just, like, I'm going, where did they all come from?
yeah, 5:30.
Gotta pull it in my driveway, yeah.
Yeah, oh, right, right.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, so
Next one.
just taking a quick look at the bylaw, and to your question there, for a parcel tax, it does not need voter assent. It's strictly a council can impose it.
Well, we'd wanna have some sort of consultation with that community
Yes.
before we do.
You don't have to ask the subdivision.
No, it's not a loan. It's an imposition of a service. So,
Because it just affects that community. So then what you can do is put a parcel tax on and they pay for that service.
And how much a year then?
just doing the numbers roughly in my head at 535, you're probably looking at $800 to $900.
A year. Increase in taxes.
Yeah. So,
Okay, well, we'll see if we can get a grant or something to do it before we start looking at parcel taxes.
mhm.
That particular project is, like I stated before, I haven't brought it in report form, but it needs to be replaced. There's failing parts.
Yeah, I know that, but we need to we need to have that conversation with that subdivision, because that's a huge tax increase with no consultation. Like,
It is quite large.
so we would have to have a very serious sit down with everybody up there, explain the situation, explain what it's gonna cost, explain why it's happening, and then work it out from there.
Is it possible just to extend this route up there? Is it easier?
It's more expensive,
Is it more expensive?
way more expensive, yeah.
I think there's probably some access issues there too, because we have to go across private property.
No, we have a right
Not
of way.
quite, no,
Do we? Does it connect up from
It-
West Ridge through?
it can.
And there's a road, where you turn right, James, there's a road in the subdivision that comes up sort of closer to the highway and,
Mhm.
Yeah, there's right of ways through there.
yeah.
There's water that runs through there, right? So
That's correct,
yeah.
Right, so if there's water, then yeah, it'd be a right of way.
So that might be something for January anyways, is to start having that conversation with the up there as to what's going on up there.
Do we have a year, Jerry?
No,
So the sooner the better on all of it.
yeah, I'd have to speak with James about different options, but there is the option of the 7 million as well. Infrastructure upgrade money.
Usually.
So the $7 million, part of that is the Angela Avenue lift station.
That's not what
Oh.
we spoke of before, though.
That's right, but it's part of it.
It's not.
It wasn't, but it depends sort of what the share of the developer contribution becomes for that. So if there's money left over for the 7 million,
I don't know.
yeah. It's a conversation we have to have with the developer, because a
Well,
large.
Well, okay, before
Report
we go any
first.
further, then I would really like staff to go figure out exactly what needs to be
Yeah.
done, where the money's coming from, what money's there, and then come back with a proper report, and then we'll have the conversation with
Yeah.
the community, and then we'll figure it out from there.
I
But
think-
there's no point in debating it right now.
I think at this point, it's just important to flag it in the
Yeah,
budget.
and that's why I said, just leave it on the budget, let's move
Yeah.
forward.
Yeah.
Figure out how to pay for it, so it's
Yeah.
not gonna be a doubling of taxes
Yes.
in
Yeah.
one neighborhood.
And then if we were to change this funding source, would we need to amend the Schedule C?
It's second reading, so it can be amended right up until third reading. So third reading won't happen until the spring.
Yeah.
Okay.
It can be amended throughout the year as well.
Yeah, we can do,
That's what I'm just saying, we'd have
if we ended up finding grant funding for it, it can be amended through the year.
Or if a developer happens.
We could do a financial amendment every week that we
But I'm
meet
just saying it would need.
if we change the budget, so it's not like,
Yeah.
nothing's
Financial
ever in
plan
stone.
amendments do come with public consultations, so we'll be talking a lot to the public, but besides that, if we did one every week.
We do them at the regional district all the time.
Yeah.
Every time we change the financial plan, we do an amendment.
So,
Same rules.
Yep.
Mhm. Every time there's an expenditure that's not in the financial plan, there should be an amendment.
yeah. This is why we keep the financial plan bylaw itself overly broad, why we only put the categories in there. So it's not 490 line items, cause yeah, we'd be doing a financial plan every council meeting.
Okay, let's move on.
Yeah, so. Anywho, so that's it for the budgetary changes that I have written here. Anything else about the, do we wanna go over very briefly all of them one more time, or?
I just noticed you've made changes to the reserves, like it's $1,000 here or there, but they're changed from.
Yeah, so the changes, sorry, just trying to get there. Yeah, so, when the budget changes, it obviously changes the reserves moving forward, so, even the $15,000 change can balance, an interest reserve 1,000 one way or another, so. Yeah, there shouldn't be any major substantive changes, but,
No, it just was like.
yeah.
Why, like, if you look at them.
Yeah, especially when we changed up for 26, cause the interest compounds. So if I'm taking out $1,000, then next year it's $1,000, next year it's 2,000, next year it's 2,000.
Right, it's just from the report from yesterday to today.
Yep.
Like you've made $1,000 on one line to the $1,000
Yep.
next. Like in the end, like if you look at the line numbers, it's still the same. It's just, I'm curious why you would.
Yeah, it's just, it's more than likely chalked up around.
Maybe something that you changed within.
Yeah.
And then like general operations obviously changes and that's because of, like the increases, like say that.
Yeah, yeah, so we upped, we upped the posse grant to 30 grand, we upped the recreation funding for future years, so that affects the general operating reserve. So when you affect the general operating reserve, it can change the interest accruals from year to year to year.
Yeah, so like 75 would be one thing, so I suppose 30 was.
Yeah, it affects both that amount and affects the base. So if it affects the base changes everything. So the ratios change, the interest can go up or down on everything in the future.
Is what we see up there just a Excel sheet stuck in another document, so when you change your Excel sheet, it just pops into?
Pretty much, yeah.
Thank you. That's what I figured.
It's all linked together.
Yeah. So your formulas just automatically do that, and then at the end of it, it spits
Yeah,
out the.
so things might go up or down $1,000 if we adjust things here or there. But, you know, it's, once we get to 29 or 30, especially with the operational reserve, it can really fluctuate because we have expectations in the budget. You know, if we don't meet those expectations, the money goes into reserve from year to year. And then we end up getting more interest in that one, and so it affects it more. So the numbers, once we get to 29 and 30, especially for the interest accruals, are very, very conceptual.
Okay.
But again, the last page, you know, the important thing is that we have a financial plan where we're not drawing a debt or a deficit in funds, and we're above zero on all measures.
So in order to do the grand total, like in order to do this 2026 budget, how much do we need to take from reserves? Well, that's in here, right?
It's right there, 1.536 million in total.
From reserves.
Yeah, that's the changes in reserves proposed for 2026. Yeah, which pushes the reserves from 16 million down to 15.3. And those numbers are subject to change. I will update them in the new year once we get our final balances for December 31st, 2025. Because we're not done the year yet.
We're increasing it by 100. So I'm just trying to calculate off my head what were the increases. 15,000 to the posse. What were the other? What's the other 15?
It was recreation for 27 to 30. So the half a full-time equivalent was missing. So that was added for 27 through 30.
What about 26 though? Like I'm just saying.
26 was fine.
2026
It was 27 to 30 that didn't catch up on the.
Right, but 2026 we have an increase of 75,000 I think from last year to this year, or from last.
Yeah, but that was already in your first draft.
Because we were 1.4, now we're 1.536.
In recreation?
What was it,
Oh,
the
no,
signage?
Yeah, and so there was other things. So the caboose went up 15 grand. The
Posse 15.
the Westridge Claire Jester went up 85.
Okay, there's our.
Yeah. The yeah, and then the Posse Grant went up 15. So those are the 16 changes. And as I said, as soon as we have final 2025 numbers, and I can update the reserves properly, and I can give a final balance to council.
It's likely to change.
It's very likely to change. Okay. There are a couple of final items that I have listed for council's consideration. First of all, the fees and charges. So we are now going into year 5 of the 5-year fees and charges bylaw. Just based on water and sewer analysis, the reserves have largely recovered. So through the year, I will propose fees and charges looking forward that will follow a little bit closer to inflation as opposed to a steady 5%.
Can you bring your fees and charges up? Is that possible?
Yeah. Just take me a second.
'Cause I'm glad you brought that up. I wanna talk about a cemetery.
Why is it so low page?
What's that? Because I didn't have it up.
No, I mean, I just like that, your computer seems like it is, no? Like the, not you.
Oh, okay.
What does P stand for?
Pardon me?
Presenter.
Does P
Presenter.
PowerPoint?
Who's the presenter?
Or presenter? There you go. Chance.
There you go.
That computer's presenter.
Can everyone see that, or is it bigger?
Okay, can you go down to,
So,
can you go down to cemetery?
Yeah. We changed the cemetery, so
Yeah, I
we
don't
may
know,
need to
I'm
bring up the
changing it.
amendment. Let me bring up the amendment then. Sorry, hang on 1 second.
I want our non-resident fees to go up.
I asked about that yesterday and I was told they did.
They did go
I want
up.
them to go up more. We discussed this at the regional district, and everybody's just getting swamped by non-residents, and what are we're getting, we've sold a lot of plots this last year. It's because it's so expensive at the Lower Mainland. People that have no connection to our community are buying plots up here. And I'm concerned that families here are not gonna have spots in the future. So we talked about a policy to, at the regional district level, not to even have non-residents, which I don't think is
We did
fair to
talk
us.
about that, and when we raised these prices, I think that, we were to raise the prices and then come back to council after a year or so with a report showing how many we've sold as non-residents and residents, so that council can make a decision on whether or not to increase it more.
I don't think we have that data yet, but.
Don't think it'd be
Those are
hard
the-
to
those are the
figure
new
out.
rates.
What about
They
just
were,
the policy discuss, or how on the agenda discuss that?
Well, I don't wanna block people from coming, but I want people to have to pay.
6 times more now. but
so it gives.
Cause what's the cost of a plot in Vancouver right now?
That's about comparable, the non-resident rate. The non-resident rate was designed to be sort of average of the ones we found.
No, I don't wanna be average.
So Donald, you wanna have your own immigration policy?
No. No, what's happening is, it's literally, people are shopping around.
No, I
Yes.
understand, I'm just making,
No, I don't wanna do it, but like you go up there and you go downstairs and it's like every day through the summer, there's somebody new coming in the door that nobody knows that's buying plots and, you know, they're looking for.
I think every day I see Melissa working on cemetery stuff.
It's just, then we'd have to develop policy on determining resident. Like, what if they had, but they've moved away, but their family's all here and they
Well,
want.
then you're allowed to stay.
But I
like
don't
if-
even know, like, we need to sit down and figure out how many plots do we have left? Do we have room for expansion? How many are we selling that are non-resident compared to resident? And be able to bring that back to council so that you guys can make an informed decision. Right now, I don't know what those numbers are.
How come it doubles after the 2 years?
That was the change that was made, so they were scheduled to go up 5%.
Oh, it's
In line with-
75, so
with
now
everything
also
else,
added it.
and- Yeah, when it was modified, that's what it got modified to, was the third column.
Sorry, I just thought that was 25 at the start.
Yeah.
Is there room to expand up there? We have more land?
There's a little bit, but
Little
there's
bit,
no
but not
more
enough.
outside of our fencing, no.
Yeah, okay.
It's pretty limited.
Okay.
Like, we're looking at doubling up.
Yeah.
So they do in
that's-
Europe.
I just wonder if we had any more land
Scott.
around that we could expand.
Well, if you have a full
You get
burial, you
20
can
years
add
or
more
whatever now.
on top.
It's for your family, right?
Yeah.
They should all be-
Well, it's whoever. It's-
I don't think it was deeper.
57.
And like it's only 6 feet, right?
Yeah, well, in Japan,
Cremations are
they
4.
go straight up and down. They get a lot more people in the
Back
small.
in sort of standard.
In Germany, you have to
Do they
pay
really?
extra to- if you wanna keep your
That's kind of
plot.
smart, actually.
Sure.
What's that?
Get more people.
Yeah.
Densify.
Could you imagine going to visit, like, everyone's like standing that close to each other?
So the cemetery bylaw, which was passed in 2011. I'll just share that. Give me a moment here.
Sprinkle, sprinkle.
There's gonna be fights out there, I think.
Sharing.
Is that there?
Is that the?
I don't know, there's a big old guy, you know.
Oh, it's,
with what you were referring to, as far as I'm concerned, we would have an indoor pool right now if it wasn't for non-residents.
So the
I'm not going there today.
the bylaw actually gives a definition of non-resident versus resident. So a non-resident is a person who at the time of lot purchase was not a resident in or the assessed owner of a property within the boundaries of the town of Princeton and Area H, or did not reside in the town of Princeton or Area H for a minimum period of 6 months just prior to living in and receiving care and supervision in a licensed or unlicensed adult care. So if you move away and you're able-bodied, you are no longer considered a resident.
It's quite a bit more to it, really.
And it is based on lot purchase.
And they're still
So you can live
purchasing
here,
at that
purchase a
price.
lot,
Mhm.
move away, live in Vancouver for 20 years, die, and be considered a resident, and purchased it back at the time of purchase.
And even with those rates, as they are,
People are still
to show
buying.
people are still purchasing them.
I don't have the stats in front of me, out of town versus in town.
It should be easy to get that information, all right? So-
Based on the
Yeah.
cost of the purchases.
Yeah.
And then it's a separate.
So,
Yeah.
anyways, can we get a report back sooner than later on that, and then we can figure that out. Cause it is alarming when you go up there and it's like, we are filling up.
Yeah, so the rates were substantially increased.
And that didn't
abundance of,
I'm not 100% sure.
cemeteries in
I did receive one
Princeton
complaint
area,
from
so.
from a lady who was complaining about the resident rate. But
We could do a survey about prices in the Okanagan area.
Yeah, but we also need to know what's going on the other side of the mountain, because that's who's coming, right?
Yeah.
It's not the Okanagan.
I just wrote down
If
price
we're higher than the Okanagan, then they'll go to the Okanagan instead of here.
yeah.
It's sad that it's so expensive at the coast that people who live there can't be buried near their family.
So
If you lived there, you'd want to too.
Before and after.
So then, James, are you saying the fees and charges bylaws coming to council?
So, the rates are, still in place until 2026, so we're still good for one more year on this bylaw. But yes, we will be bringing something
In 2026.
and, yeah, we'll sort of base it on some inflationary pressures. But I think our rates, just looking at a couple of comparables, I think our rates are pretty good right now. We're not overly poor, with a couple of exceptions. Development being one of the major exceptions. I think we need to have some significant increases there. But for basic fees,
Landfills.
landfill, we're pretty much break even on the landfill now. I think our solid waste levy's down to about 13,000 out of a calculation base of almost 600. So that's pretty close to where it needs to be. Yeah, I don't think there's a lot of rates that are way out of whack.
Still think we need to be open more hours.
I was just thinking about the water and sewer is in the rate, is in this bylaw as well, fees and services.
That's right.
So do we need to do new policy because metering
Yes.
is coming, are we gonna be doing something to, like, how are we rolling it out so that we can let the
So we
public know
did implement a
expectations?
utility billing bylaw in 2022 to introduce commercial water metering. For residential water metering, we'll have to alter that bylaw to incorporate the residential.
Okay, so bylaw changes will need to
Yeah.
happen. And I think we do need to do due diligence in letting the public know what to expect. Like, is who's bearing the cost, what to expect? Are you gonna have a contractor come to your home because it's gonna be in the home, not on the property line? That kind of thing. I think just an information of what to expect with it.
I don't think we've finalized those details yet. That's why we haven't brought it to council, so.
They're still
But
trying to
it's a
find a
project
contract.
that's happening, so,
Yeah, we got a grant for it.
yeah.
Yeah.
Is the grant covering the installation and the meter, or just the meter?
Everything.
Everything.
Yeah. Which is good to know. That's a positive thing to put out there. I'm just saying we gotta.
But
Yeah.
we have to have a contractor first before we
Yeah.
put all that out.
We have to know what we're doing before we tell the public.
So there
Yeah.
will be a plan.
It's been in the paper, but like somebody said yesterday, who doesn't seem like anybody reads the paper, news, watch the news, listen to the radio, read Facebook, go to the website. I don't know.
Well, and our
Watch these
website still
videos.
needs updating. It's still updating real-time updates to our website.
Well, that was one of the things we talked about at strategic planning, was a new website.
Yeah.
Yeah, what's going on with that? I thought they were supposed to do it a year or so ago. Who's responsible for the website? Anybody?
Which department?
Yeah, we haven't talked about it, so.
Because I don't see that in the budget either, if there's a web redesign.
Yeah.
Did I miss the priority list of our strategic planning? Remember at the end of it, I see there we had to mark down this and that and the other thing of number 1 or 2 or 3 or whatever.
Yeah.
Did something come out of that?
Well, I've got it summarized, and Carrie actually put it in a chart. I just wanna review it a little bit first before I even submit it, but everything that we talked about has been captured in, pretty much everything has been captured in.
Except for the website.
Except for the website, yeah, that was a good.
Except for what?
The website, that was a miss, we
Yeah.
missed that, so.
And
But I did
I can't,
put it
I can't
online.
put something in the
Yeah.
budget unless I know how much it costs, so.
So why don't we figure that out and put it in the budget? 'Cause
Yeah.
I think it's important, cause I agree, I can't stand our website.
So Lori Curry Way didn't make the list or something?
It's,
we don't own Lower Curry Way, at least not all of it, so.
wow. Yeah, I mean, we have a rough budget, but, I mean, we don't really have a source of funds to fund it at this point, so
Well, are we still waiting on the Crown? Are we still waiting on the Crown?
that's part of it, yeah.
No, we've got,
It's
Got
the
it.
ALC part.
but it runs through the
Yeah.
ALC, so we need permission from the ALC, so we're waiting for that right now.
So Randy, in about 10 or 15 years.
We're one step
Run
closer.
again, run.
I actually think it will be quicker, cause it's gonna be a statutory right away for a roadway.
Yeah.
And it's a very
Okay, 4 or
small
5 years.
I think it'll be quicker than the sponsor grant for the property.
But I think what the requirements in the sponsored grant are, no, the responsibility that we have under the ALC ruling currently, if we don't do that within a timely manner, then it will probably hold up the other one because of past things that we had to deal with that never dealt with, so.
Yeah.
If they can hold my answers long enough, have them spread on Lower.
Just as they're paving it, we'll put them under.
30th year of service.
Mix it in with the
Carrie's,
game.
Carrie's horrified.
Oh, my goodness.
We'll change the name of it too. Frank's calling.
Okay, so I
Are you
put
supposed to meet with
website,
Frank?
I put website down, so as soon as I have some numbers, then I can add it as a capital project.
Move to next week, I thought.
Other topics that I have listed here, so in conjunction with the update of the fees and charges, I'd like to request again for council and get council's opinion of instituting residential garbage service, or residential garbage as a service as opposed to a property tax valuation. So it's fairly common amongst several municipalities, such as water and sewer, to also include garbage as a user fee service. So we would take the budget for garbage collection and, like water and sewer, put it separately and bill an annual fee for garbage and take it off the taxes. So reduce the taxes
What's
we
the
have.
difference?
Pardon me?
What's the difference?
Well, the difference is that with a user fee, I can charge the people who actually have garbage collection for garbage collection. Right now, out of taxes, it's paid out of every single
Parcel.
property in town.
Does
So-
not every parcel in town get garbage collection?
Well, it's also the landfill, correct? Like the operation of the landfill?
No, that's separate.
Landfill separate.
So like my place up there gets taxed, but we don't use the garbage? Or
No,
Your
we
area
don't
H.
collect taxes on it.
But,
Your area H.
I mean like.
No.
Over.
Oh, for in town?
Oh, yeah.
So there's a solid waste levy right now. That's basically the landfill, minus what we collect in landfill fees, minus what we collect out of the regional district.
But what I'm saying is like, so do we, our taxes, does it pay some towards the garbage up there? We don't get garbage, we pay for the garbage pickup.
Yeah, so garbage pickup right now is just paid out of general taxation,
So
like all the other services in the budget. So.
Okay, well, bring us
If it
a,
were put in as a user fee, basically we calculate how much it costs to collect garbage from all residences and commercial, and we could choose a different rate between residential and commercial, and impose that as an annual fee, and then that would be taken out of taxes, so taxes would be reduced by the same amount.
okay, well, bring us a report on that and explain what your methodology is gonna be. 'cause
Can you show
I
me
can
an
see this as being
example
an
of
increase in cost.
how much we're paying on our taxes? Cause I don't think it's really that much.
No,
It's like
it's not.
$25,
If
For
that,
garbage pickup?
Yeah,
if that.
annually.
All adds up.
I think
No,
Carolyn-
I get that.
Yeah,
But
but-
what are you proposing? To
What's the
increase it so it
difference?
pays for the
yeah,
service?
so,
Well, each person would pay more than the 25, cause like our people wouldn't pay it up there and.
yeah,
I wonder how many people don't pay it though, like, so then the other buildings up by.
so
Well,
rate,
It was to pay for the
Yeah,
landfill
so-
and
so-
collection.
No, they're
Separate.
separate, because they're different contracts.
yeah.
So how
Let's-
do we
let's
I
pay
think
use-
for
more
landfill?
information needs to come to us for.
Yeah, let's use Gorman Brothers as an example. It's a big
What's
example.
separate
So
line?
Gorman Brothers pays general taxation. General taxation used to pay for garbage collection. but they don't receive garbage collection.
Yeah.
So if it were a user service, the taxes would be decreased by that amount. So Gordon Brothers would effectively not pay for garbage collection, but as a residential user fee, residences would get billed for that.
It seemed like fair to go that way, really.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, it's a fairness argument, is really what it is.
Okay, well, I'm in favor of seeing what you wanna do there, cause,
Yeah.
I mean, like I said, at the regional district, curbside went up between 127 and 237% last year, so
Yeah.
if, I'd like to see your breakdown and
Yeah.
how that works.
We've had a couple of, what's generating this again is that we've had a couple of
Right now, we
commercial
just tax
users
in general, and we take the garbage
who,
collection out of the taxation.
who
He wants to
basically,
make it so it's
we
a
give them
line
6
item
bins of garbage to
that's
throw out.
like
and
fees and charges.
This one's.
They have so much garbage that they have to get a bin and the 6, and they're not using the 6 for pickup, so they get a bin, so they have to pay for bin and garbage pickup, and it's causing some people some grief.
So if you're saying that if the total cost of garbage collection was, let's just use round figures, $500,000, you take that $500,000 off the general taxation, so everybody's percentage
That's
is
right.
adjusted.
So the mill rate would drop,
divided by the people who get
and then we would
Yeah.
impose a user
And then-
fee annually to pick up garbage.
And then the 500 is only distributed between the ones who are actually.
That's
using
right.
it.
Yeah. It's a way
I
to
always thought
concentrate
it
it
was
for the people who
different,
serve.
'cause people have asked me that up there, and I thought it was reflected in your taxes.
And there's a
Like
solid
say
waste
it
levy.
should be, right, you're paying double, we're paying
Yeah.
double.
Yeah, there's a solid waste levy, but that's really a extension of the general taxation of the municipality.
But
So
that pays for-
everyone pays.
But that pays
Which
for
is
landfill.
landfill.
And it also has a
Thank
landfill,
you.
it's taken into account,
What's that?
so.
That pays for the landfill.
Cause that shouldn't stop, because they are still using the landfill with the
Yeah,
garbage that they're.
exactly, yeah.
Okay.
Okay, yeah, bring us a report, explain what you're trying to do, give us the numbers.
Okay.
And then I would like, if you're gonna do that, then we need to talk about the commercial side of all of it, because the commercial side is becoming more and more complicated. Because we have, stratas, we have, trailer parks, et cetera, so like, we need to get that sorted out.
Yeah.
And then we're gonna have to figure out a commercial recycle program, with or without Recycle BC, we're gonna have to figure out something, how we do that, cause I know Jim sells,
That's a big
Cardboard
one. But he does sell it, but he can't sell it all the time.
I know, but you go to Penticton, they have commercial pickup. You go to the regional district, they have commercial pickup. Everybody else is commercial pickup, except for
It
Princeton.
will be another big cost.
Well, we need options,
Yeah.
because right now, they're slipping it into their garbage and it's going in the garbage and it's causing problems. We're paying for recycling, people don't see the difference, so we need to figure this out. I get stopped every bloody day, I'm in a business, being bitched out about, why can't I recycle my stuff? And especially when you go to anywhere else in the region, and they have some version of it. So we have to figure it out, or we have to do an education program, or we have to do something. I freaking hate garbage. I hate everything to do with garbage. Like, burn it for all I care. Like, we gotta figure this stuff out, because it's getting worse, and Recycle BC is terrible, and their commercial, dropping commercial has been absolutely asinine as far as I'm concerned.
It's not consistent either. It's Recycle BC. but it's
Recycle
not
BC changes the
consistent.
rules all the time.
Like, I know people that take their recycling to Marion because they'll take it there.
We'll take it at the depot.
Yeah, but it's stuff that they won't take here because it's not part of what they say is Recycle BC, but it'll be
Like what?
accepted
I don't know
in.
about
No, if you take it up there, then you can
I was
do
gonna say,
all of
there's
it,
maybe a-
because they find other buyers. There's other buyers, so there's Recycle BC, then there's other buyers. That's the problem, is our curbside is only Recycle BC. If you go to the depot, Jim can find different buyers for different things that he can't send through Recycle BC.
It's
And Recycle BC just
will,
throws,
will accept certain items from the depot, but not from collection.
yeah,
So
it's
Yeah,
ridiculous.
It's complicated, for sure.
And we do
And
have,
most of it ends up in the garbage anyways, because they send it to
They
Vancouver.
have
and throw it in
commercial
the garbage.
pickup for recycling, you're talking about.
In
Is that
Penticton.
what you're talking about?
Yeah, in Penticton.
Well, are we bound by, BC recycling? So
We-
we have to live by their rules,
Yeah, we have a contract with them.
even when they're ridiculous.
Yep.
In other words, I
There's a-
wanted to call them in front of council and say, this is, you guys are supposed to be looking after us, and looking after everybody. If anything, we should be having to do extra whatever, not this business of throwing it in,
So
oh,
there's-
this doesn't qualify, this doesn't qualify.
So there's a whole bunch of things happening behind the scenes. So there's, the UBCM Environment Committee was working on this. There's a group on the island that's working on this. Like, there are multiple different groups trying to get this sorted out. But the problem is Canada was sending all of our recycling to Asia. We were sending everything. It was just garbage. We were sending it to Asia and dropping it off. The Asian market said, we're no longer gonna accept your garbage. There's no recycling in Canada or in the United States. In the United States, most of the recycling is being incinerated. There was a CBC investigative report where they're taking a lot of that stuff in Vancouver and they're incinerating it at facilities. There's not any recycling actually. A lot of the recycling isn't happening. So the entire recycling market, or not market, the entire recycling space collapsed when the Asian market said, we're no longer going to take your stuff. So now Recycle BC has been totally reactionary, trying to figure out what to do and keep a recycling program that we've been trying to operate since the 80s, and we've taught an entire generation of people to deal with. And now there's
Now we
no,
chuck it
there's no
all around the
Oh,
province and then
we
it
send
ends up
stuff
in
to
a
Van,
landfill somewhere,
we
right?
send,
It's just
literally,
like worse for the environment
we
than
send
when you
glass
start-
to Vancouver, they then send it to Cache Creek and they crush
know.
it and they throw it in the garbage. Like, the whole thing is ridiculous. But if you don't participate, then we get fined, right, Jared?
I believe so.
Yeah. So you're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't. But we just got to figure out something because everybody's getting super frustrated, and I'm beyond frustrated. Like, I know our contractors frustrated. I know the residents are frustrated. It's ridiculous, and I know the regional district spends a stupid amount of money on all this crap, and that's why their rates are so much higher than everybody else's.
Yeah, I believe that there are commercial recycling services privately. in
Yeah, but they're hit or miss, like
Yeah.
Jared said. Like, the guys up in Kelowna will only buy when they have a market to sell to.
Market-based.
So with that being said, we'd have to have a big warehouse, construct a warehouse to be able to store goods like that for
Really?
certain periods of time.
We have land in the industrial park.
Yeah.
Let's build a big barn.
I think last year, we discussed this and there was a resolution that was brought to the UBCM on commercial recycling. And then there was, part of their iCompass, a discussion that was supposed to happen, and I think I sent it out to all of council, a survey on the commercial recycling, on, what the next steps were gonna be, but I never ever did see what the outcome was.
And as a service, we can set rates and things like that as well, so that will give us, when there's actually a service to provide, we can actually have the setup ready to go. Wow. Anything else on the garbage as a service, or? I'll take it back. I'll take it back and.
If
and
it was
set
its
that
own
up.
separate bylaw, separate charge and stuff, that could go in line with like when we have to retrofit or new equipment to lift or have consistent garbage bins and stuff like that.
Yeah,
And it's all
so if it's a
separate
service,
from-
it would have its own capital side, so if
Yeah.
we had to buy stuff like that, then we could.
Would it be quarterly with our metered utilities?
It could be. These are all questions that would be answered by council. We'd propose something.
One
potentially.
bill, but that could cover more than, well, it would be water, sewer, and possibly water, sewer, and garbage.
Yep. Exactly.
Whatever you wanna call it,
Yeah.
residential based.
Okay, so the last thing I have on my list at this point, I'll hand over Gary for, you have a staff report for, we were discussing yesterday on the Kebony potential using the paving reserve, so I'll hand it over to Gary and let him introduce his,
Can we just wait until we have everybody back in?
yeah, he didn't recess, so I don't know if I can stop. Do you wanna do a quick recess, or? I think they want you in the room for this one, so.
Are
I
we
would-
getting another bylaw, a copy of the bylaw? Was there changes?
Yeah, I can make some changes and stuff, so. Yeah, Counselor Gould asked for like a 15-minute recess.
Sure. Motion.
I'll make the motion.
Second. In favor? There you go.
Yeah, all right, thank you. And I'll get a copy of the bylaw.
26 to 2020 to 2030.
You know,
All right,
the
so I
final-
turned it back on
final
again.
Plan of town commission for the years ending,
Are we ready to reconvene?
so it doesn't include 2026? Am I reading that wrong?
Ending at the end of next year, right? So,
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, that's what I would think, yeah.
I guess
2025?
the snow might frighten a few of
Is it
these
supposed to be 2025? Or is it
immigrants
2026?
away.
Because we already did the financial plan, 20.
I
Well, we
think
don't
that
do theirs and we
number.
don't.
It's 26 to 30.
26 to 30, but
Yeah,
Bylaws
but
26.
line
number
2.
2, section 2,
Didn't we
you
just
have it
talk
at the
about
end
that?
of 26, December 31st, 2026.
That's right, year, fiscal year's ending.
Yeah, I
Okay.
think that's,
Yeah.
yeah, that's right.
Where we were
That's right.
bringing in
But it
the
does
annual
include
report.
Yeah,
2026.
January 1st
That's right.
to December.
we're like
Yeah.
5 and.
The
So
fiscal
should-
year ends December
Up on
31st,
top,
2026.
This should say 20.
Yeah, I changed
Section
that.
2 is correct.
They're messy.
And they, yeah, they're.
And then is it financial plan bylaw 2029,
Is repealed, yeah.
2024? Because you have. or is
Yeah,
it-
because we passed, the bylaw was introduced in 24. Just like this bylaw was introduced in 25, so the number is 25.
Yeah.
Good, good, good. Right, and it's a 2025 bylaw. Gotcha.
Good.
So,
Good, thank you for letting me have my desk.
no problem. Thank you for the correction. I guess,
Okay.
Okay, everybody's back. You ready?
mhm.
Okay, reconvene
Okay. Do you have to have a motion for that?
first.
All right.
Second, all in favor? Just say move second, doesn't matter to me.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Okay, so, we are back, so, for the remainder of the session, I'll let Gary introduce his staff report and talk to it. And then we'll, review the bylaw and, I'll ask for, 2 readings, and then I should be, complete. So, Gary, you can take it away.
Okay, so this is just a follow-up from yesterday. I reached out to my contact with Kevany. He told me that he had got a line on another, the same place, had another 12,840 linear feet. So I asked Lyle, and Lyle suggests I put this into the report. So again, this is $8.50 a linear foot compared to $13.50, and that's a delivered price. So it would save the town $112,000 if we buy it now, as opposed to waiting and buying it in increments. It's, to me, it's a really good deal if we're gonna go this route. It can sit, like, it doesn't all have to be done at once. It's Kevany, the whole purpose. It's supposed to last 40 years, so if it's tarped and stored somewhere until we get around to using it, we still have it. So that is, my recommendation is that we purchase that amount while it's available. It comes in 8, 12, and 16-foot lengths. There's no 6-foot lengths in that, so the sizing is all good.
If you had, say for instance, if you had a 12-foot length, are you able to cut it in half and use, if you had 6-foot?
Yep. Yeah, it can all be cut just like everything else.
Yeah.
Just needs they use a different blade for it, but.
Yeah.
So Gary, put it into perspective, the volume of.
Oh, sorry. So in comparison, it's over 3 times what we purchased last time. So we bought 7,000 linear feet the last time, and this is 22.8. So you can get a kind of an idea of how much space we could actually do with that, because we did a fair bit with the 7,000. We could get a sizable section done.
Almost do it from the bridge all the way down to Home Hardware or, you know, close to there.
Museum though, eh?
Huh?
The museum would be good, like in front of here.
Yeah.
Well, to go along.
I just feel like patchy all around, you know, maybe we might as well just do a whole strip of letting, I think, but, you know, I mean, like, it doesn't,
So if we're gonna take 200,000 out of paving, where, what does that leave Jared with to do
So
work
in
that
the
he has?
proposed financial plan, it's 495,000 for next year. So if you take 200,000 out, it'll be
I know,
295.
but that's 400,000 of paving we're not gonna be able to do. We're only gonna be able to do half of it. We have to do a parking lot, or the public works property. We need to do the back of the new fire hall. Like, there's a whole bunch of paving needs to be done. So I'm not saying this isn't a great deal. This is a great deal, but I'm worried that where are we gonna get the money to do the paving that we need to do? Cause we didn't do paving this year either. So, you know, it ripples. So, like, he just left. But there's like, could we put the money back from land sales for paving, or like, is that something we can use it for?
Yeah, and just remember, like, this is not an installed price either, right? So this is just buying the materials, and then you still have to fund getting it installed and whatever. But the good thing is, it's a great deal to get it, and we can store it, and then you can install it as you can afford to do it, or when you want to do it, or whatever. As far as paving, we really didn't do much paving this year, because we had sort of planned on taking some of the paving budget and putting it into sidewalks this year. So it kind of fits into what we envisioned, I guess, but,
I just wanna make sure we're not gonna,
yeah.
you know, cut the other foot off.
Yeah, the fire hall and the, sorry, it's escaping me, fire hall and the other example you used.
Public
for
Works.
Public Works, those are all under separate, capital projects as well. So the 300,000 or, wherever the capital budget was, that was also to include paving on that. And then the Public Works yard is due to be paved with, under the original cover for that too, with the insurance.
I'm just
It's
asking, I'm just
over and
asking the
above that.
questions.
I know, it's over and above that, so those two projects are covered under their separate capital projects.
So I'm confused which budget we're using. If you're buying it this year, doesn't it have to be 2025 budget?
Yep. So
But then
the
discussion is
2025 budget already has paving in it. So,
Okay, so the money's from 2025 budget, nothing to do with next year's.
that's right.
There was gonna be a carry forward, but we wouldn't do that then. So rather than next year's budget being 400 something, it'll only be 200 something. Because it'd be spending this year's budget this year if we decide to go with this.
And Director Schatz said that it includes, delivery? And
Yeah,
then
like I
have-
said, it's a good deal.
Right, and you have that confirmation?
Yeah.
'Cause it's all- Well, you know,
That's what he said.
No, I know,
He
but
just finished saying it.
we don't have a contract, we don't have anything here, we don't have, so that's where
I'm just,
The bottom line is if we plan to do further, we'd be crazy
Oh, no,
to take advantage of this. I mean, and whether we do it, whether we put it into place now or whether we put it in a little while, it doesn't matter. This is like $8 to $13. Like,
yeah. No, I agree there. I just wanna make sure we're still gonna be able to meet paving
Yeah.
requirements, cause, I mean, we went a long time with,
But again, like last
Crappy
week, we
paving.
were gonna do something with sidewalk anyways.
yeah.
Yeah. Our usual, gas tax, Canada Community Building Fund contribution is $195 a year. So if we bought this, our contribution for next year would be $295. So it's still more than what it is on a usual year.
I make a motion, we buy it.
Okay. Second. All in favor? Carried.
and then we'll discuss about which sections that
Yeah.
come back to us.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay, so we have that. Also, I was handed a note from administration for council's consideration. So cemetery, most of the work that was done this past year was for internments for plots purchased in previous years. Majority of those in 2024, but some of them older than that. For 2025 so far in this fiscal year, the town of Princeton has sold no full burial plots, 0. Cremation plots, 5 were for people who are deemed residents under the bylaw, and 1 was sold for someone who was deemed out of town.
Good, okay.
So, largely the amount of work that we saw downstairs was for plots that were sold before this year.
Before the price increase.
Correct. Because the price increase was priced in for January 31st. So,
Are cemeteries becoming old news?
No, it's the age-old debate whether what you do with them. You know, we had these debates.
I meant, are more people just simply cremating and spreading ashes or something than they did in the past?
I mean, I think it's still about the same. I don't know, legally, you're not really supposed to do that, so.
Well, did you just finish saying you only sold one, or?
None.
Nope.
Zero.
0
Full burial.
Full burials.
Full
Everything's
burial plots.
Well,
cremation.
that's what I'm wondering, nobody died lately or what?
No,
Well-
they're all going to cremations.
Yeah,
So
we sold
we
6
sell
cremation
cremation plots, but we're not selling full burial plots anymore.
Okay.
Doesn't sound like we have an issue.
So,
So I didn't have to climb up to the top of flat top with my dad's ashes.
so I'll monitor with administration to sort of make sure those numbers don't go sideways, but sounds like the problem has been rectified, so.
Okay.
Okay, so I set myself the wrong setting here, that's really big of a TV.
Did we get a report, or was it too early to get back to us about the numbers on that airport thing?
For the signage,
Were you gonna come back to us with the sign?
today, you want?
You said you had.
I have some sketches.
I asked him to do it at the next committee of the whole, so he wasn't ready to do it now.
Well, I know, but he did the other one.
Gary, go to your room. You have 15 minutes.
I could probably whip one together.
We can have it for you for the 10th there.
You can use Copilot if you need to.
Yeah.
ChatGPT there, that's for sure. Okay, so the final thing I'm going to go over is the actual bylaw itself. There we go. So this was the handout I did during the break. Thank you to Councillor Gould. Bylaw to adopt the financial plan for the years 2026 to 2030, not 2025, 2029. So the first page is sort of the preamble cover page that comes with all Town of Princeton bylaws. Page 2 is our tax rate policy. So that was adopted by council in 2019. It has not changed since. This is essentially how we set our property tax rate for the year. It is basically in a Coles Notes to try and keep residential tax rates competitive, and commercial industrial are paying their fair share of capital operating costs. So to put this into a working model, typically what we do is try and keep commercial industrial rates average with the rest of the province as compared on an acreage basis. So amount of property tax per acre, and then residential keep them competitive. And so far we've been very successful. The last analysis we did, we were basically paying on average for the province for commercial industrial, and within the bottom 10 of residential. So we're one of the least taxed jurisdictions in the province according to those measures. Any questions on the policy? We are supposed to debate it once a year. So. 5-year consolidated financial plan, Schedule B. So this is essentially the line-by-line budget encapsulated into the departments. This will change as
It's a dog.
numbers change on the budget, so as we add portions, the Kebney, the general reserve will change the bottom lines, so reserve funds are also on here. So a lot of these numbers will change between second and third reading. We'll encapsulate the changes and make sure we communicate those with council.
So James, just before you finish that, if we're gonna take the Kebney out of this year's budget and whatnot, would it not be more prudent for us to do those changes tonight? Tomorrow we have a council meeting. We can do the first reading tomorrow, and then the budget is up to date rather than.
The problem is with all the operations that we have all the way through December, it's gonna change the numbers as well, so.
I know, but that's a major change. Like, one day is not gonna change anything.
Our operating budget goes about $250,000 a month, so,
No, it's not what
But for a capital
yeah,
addition.
yeah, the capital. Yeah, it will affect that capital number, so,
Whatever.
if that's council's wish, I can do
To
that.
2025,
I
not
just,
26.
rather than amend something today and then, or do something today and then tomorrow we're gonna possibly spend the money, like, would it not be?
Okay. All right, well, I can run through it and then not ask for first, second reading.
Yeah, we can just do it tomorrow
Yeah,
afternoon.
okay.
It's one day.
All right, I'll still run through the bylaw though, so. Yeah, so I will, I'll amend that capital expense number and come back.
But wouldn't it go on 2025, like our existing, not
Yes,
this
but the
one?
paving, the paving, capital reserve in the 2026 is based on carry forward from 25.
Okay.
So since we
But
spent
both need
200
to
of
be
it,
changed.
next year it'll drop that budget.
So both need to be changed,
Yes.
2025s and 26s?
Yeah, because we used part of 25, the budget is predicated on the fact that we didn't use any of 25. So that's that categorization. Next page, so these are required under the community charter, plan source of revenue, so it basically breaks down the different categories that are in Schedule B, break it down by percentage and dollar value for revenue side, and then municipal taxation. It bases the percentage and the dollar value as well for those. That essentially, that plan distribution for municipal taxation is using the preview roll. So it's using 2026 numbers, but the first roll that comes from BC assessment. So it's not what would be the final numbers that are approved in March.
So shouldn't that be 2026 then?
They are, yeah, it should be. Thank you. Okay, so,
Fixed.
yeah, so these numbers will change, just based on the rules that get brought forward. Schedule C, so this is the listing of all the capital expenditures and sources of funds. So there's, starting off with the fire hydrant replacement, $20,000 to replace obsolete fire hydrants. The Ponderosa lift station generator. Culverts and lift station. So previous years I haven't done this, but I did it for this year, and I think it makes it a little bit more clear in the bylaw. The maximum amount of the expenditure for the entire project, and what we've allocated in previous years that's already been spent. So the current financial plan is the difference between the two numbers. Culverts and lift station has multiple different expenditures. Yeah, it's mostly through the $7 million plan though, so. Hauled liquid waste pit, as I said, that's solely based on regional district operational needs. Jared can fill you in on sort of how that communication has gone. Can you say anything about it, or?
Still, there's still some planning to talk about, so.
Landfill skill replacement, that's the software, that will fix that.
So it's just the software, not the scale, right?
That's right.
Is that just carry over?
Yeah. Okay. Remainder of the Public Works Yard Replacement Project. Lift station and sewer line for the lagoons.
And that's
Part
not
of
part
the-
of that.
Part of the
long-term
$7 million long-term borrowing, yeah. Sewer truck main line. So these were two separate projects in previous capital plans. Jared has asked that I consolidate them into one. So it's the main truck sewage line north of the Tulameen, and then a gravity feed from Achievement and Iron Street. Angela Avenue sewer lift station to replace the gravity. I think it was a gravity main you said was there right now, right?
Sewer siphon.
Okay, sewer site.
And right now, it's not part of the development cost charges.
But it could be.
You have to take that out because we have to do an amendment and that could take a year. See, look at all the changes.
Keep adding it to the pile.
No, what changes it was.
Developer contributions will leave in there, unless there's a certain amount of new in there as well. Riverside, Tulameen River Crossing, so it's nearing completion, I think, but it's still in there because it will be conducted in 2026. Caboose refurbishment, so that is the $30,000, or sorry, $15,000 increase, and installs a signage along Highway 5A and Airport Road.
So is that 60 now? No.
45.
It went from 30 to 45.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're gonna leave those as one project?
Yeah, because it's one contractor, so the split it might be difficult.
Should we change the name of the project then? That's the airport coming out of the caboose.
Yeah.
Port.
All right. A fire truck. Scheduled to be done this year. Park improvements, so there's the replacement for the playground structure on Lime Street. Situation table, that's a ongoing capital project through Protective Services. 2027, just I left it in there just for conceptual if we manage to get everything going a little early, so. Residential water metering. We have that in place, ready to go, just doing the tendering. The road banking project, so this is the old Public Works road site. Ladder truck. Museum structural rebuild project, discussed that yesterday. Visitor center sign replacement, we discussed that yesterday. Miscellaneous fire department equipment. Certain amount every year from UBCM for that. Animal pound building, that's part of our ongoing flood replacement. Tennis court resurfacing we discussed yesterday. Bulk water filling station is in there. Arena condenser and compressor. Again, it's halfway through an elongated project, that's why both are still there.
So we are gonna do the tennis courts this year?
It's in there.
I know, I wasn't here for that discussion, so.
Yeah, well, that's what, is it just resurfacing, or if you're gonna do it, redo the whole, and that was the thing, cause it was just resurfaced, I forget what year it was, you said, Lyle.
Yeah.
We just did it a couple of years ago.
It was about 6 years ago.
And it was also fencing.
Yeah, we would look at the whole project, actually. The fencing is the worst part of it, but I know Jared and Nadine have had, and Pete have had some
And
discussions.
water.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just worried that if we just resurface it again, like, I feel like there's something moving because we keep getting that crack across it.
Yeah,
right?
we'll have to look at a few other things as well.
Okay. I just don't feel like that's gonna cover the cost required, right, so. Okay.
Taking off my finance director hat and just, for general interest, is that maybe not a good place for a tennis court? Maybe something a little bit more solid ground?
Do you wanna go down that fight again?
Yeah, I mean,
It seems like putting it on riverland where it may be moving.
yeah,
and
but
shit.
I think
That's-
we've proven that we can build a pickleball court there
Yeah,
if
true.
it's done properly, right? So I'm not sure that the bedding was done properly there.
I don't think it's the location of the river, I think it's because a lot of the fill up there was used, like some of that is the tailings that
Yeah.
they used. So there's like no stability to a lot of that stuff, right? And then as we found out when we were digging, you know, for the water line, a lot of that's just dirt, there's like no rock in it.
Yeah.
But that was all leveled off and created, so,
Yeah.
you know, how much of that is just porous as heck and allows it to move, so. But I mean, in long term, if we are gonna build another facility, we'll put in proper facilities there as well, so. Hopefully. Okay, I just wanted to, I wasn't here for that conversation. I wanna see something fixed, cause, especially the fence, cause it looks
Yeah.
dangerous as heck.
A report.
Industrial park expansion, so, that's in there and we have a quote for that. Fire department training facility, we discussed that yesterday. Computer hardware replacement, discussed that yesterday. Bylaw compliance, water pump replacement. That was the movement to the third bench on the water park. SCADA Clairjester panel, that's a carry forward from last year. Adaptation of the dump truck, that's a carry forward from last year. Statues, it's a carry forward from last year. Paving program, that's an ongoing expenditure. That'll be dropped to,
I was just gonna say,
not two, it won't be 298, there's some tax implications there, so. I'll figure out where that final number's gonna land, after I modify for tomorrow. Put it to 2 for now, but it won't be quite that. The Westridge Clairjester replacement is on there. Well 4 replacement is on there. Ongoing, I think we're almost done tendering that. That was talked about yesterday as well. Dike ownership study, working on currently. Town hall security upgrades, so that needs to be changed to sales reserve.
I have a question for you.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of these projects are surplus operation revenue.
Yep.
What's the number on that?
Stand by. Gotta scroll down. At this point, 1.974 mil. 974.
which when I asked yesterday, you said is also taxation.
Yes.
Yeah, it's whatever's
It's
left
general
over
surplus
in
revenue.
the
So it's all,
pot.
and that's all carryover mostly from this year.
Yeah.
So how do you determine what gets done and what doesn't get done?
So approving projects is a 2-step process. So it goes in the budget and gets proposed for the source of funds, and then it has to go back in front of council for the actual approval of the project.
So-
So during the project approval, if the source of funds can't be met, the financial portion of the recommendation would be not to approve the project.
So everything that's on this list in this bylaw that is a surplus or is planned to be paid for through surplus operation revenue, shouldn't that all be given to council so that they can determine which is a higher priority and what is a lower priority?
Sure.
So that things aren't coming to council without they don't understand that once that pot's gone, the other projects can't get done.
Yeah. The problem is we're hitting a moving target. We're not sure what that pot looks like yet.
Until the end of the year.
Until taxes.
Yeah. Well, until we know when EMCR is paying the 2021 flood expenses, until we know when we're getting the insurance settlement for the public works yard, until there's a lot of things that need to come into place to fulfill that entire capital plan.
That's where a lot of those are carry forwards, those.
That's right, because we're still waiting for the funds.
Okay.
But if you exclude them from the financial plan, then it's like we're not doing them at all. So,
Well, that's not exactly true.
Well, no, it just means he would have to do an amendment of the financial plan every time one of these projects came before council.
Yeah. But if we were using our strategic priority list, they would be on there, and then as we added projects or take them away, then we would adjust our budget as according to the project in its placement on the strategic priority list.
right.
What is the total, do you know what the total is in this capital plan that is for, under surplus operation revenue?
I beg your pardon?
So what is the total
Yeah.
of all the projects that are to be funded through surplus operation?
1.974 million.
Okay.
At this point.
But we don't know how much surplus we're gonna have.
Exactly.
It could be 200,000
Right.
or zero.
So it's on the budget, for transparency purposes, I want to make sure that we are fairly upfront and let the public know what we're planning on doing for the year if we receive funds that can fulfill the financial plan.
So
If
for-
council doesn't want to go in that direction and wants to use more of a strategic priorities list and and restrict the financial plan only to those projects that are guaranteed to be done with the funding we have, we can do that. But it'd be a very, very small financial plan, because
And that's what you've always done.
Which is
there's several projects that are waiting for federal grants that
I do think that we need to set the priorities, because or else you get these last minute, oh, can we add this in, cause there's.
Well, and then it's achievable too. This is a huge list of capital projects that we don't even know if we can fund. And I mean, if we look at these things, some of them have been carried forward for 3 or 4 years. And then you've got staff that are looking at these projects, feeling a bit overwhelmed about what is here.
From what perspective?
It's a list of projects that need to be completed, but we don't have the funding for it.
Well, that's not a staff problem, though, right?
Okay?
How so?
They're still putting staff time into it.
Well, in the context of, we need the feedback, council needs the feedback from staff of that priority list. You got a ton of stuff here in front of you, and as we come to, into some money or budget time or whatever, then we need to know, okay, we've got this long list, what's the priority? What do we need to do next?
That is
Because
exactly
we have
correct.
no idea of what,
But right now, the majority of the stuff on this list, we can't do because it's under surplus operational revenue. And we don't know what that surplus could be $100,000. If we only have $100,000, none of these projects are gonna get done,
Sure.
right?
you've
Yeah.
got to ever,
Not in this term.
because you've got stuff down for 3 and 4 years.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Some things are getting carried forward for 3 or 4 years, and they're not they're not exactly the top priority, or they're not getting done. Other projects have to get done, like the Calgister or other things. So to me, if you take this list and you take everything that's supposed to be funded by surplus operation revenue, and council determines what is the higher priority and what's the lower priority on that list, then staff know if there's a surplus, what projects get done and what projects don't get done.
From a public works point of view, kind of this is public works, right? I need Jared to tell me, I don't think council is gonna be able to figure out what that priority is. I need Jared to tell me, this is what we need to do first, this is the most priority, then this, then this, then this. It's nothing to do with us in terms of just, he sees all this stuff and he probably already knows right now which ones he'd like to see done.
A lot of Jared's projects have funding through grants. A lot of them.
Okay, so remove those then, if you have grant money already and remove those, because
Yeah.
those aren't a,
But that's what I'm saying,
okay.
it would be nice just to see the listing that was separated, where it's just surplus operation revenue projects and what projects are paid for, so that we as staff and council can look at them.
absolutely, absolutely. In other words, it shouldn't even be considered on a priority list if it's already got funding,
Correct.
yeah.
It still needs to be listed in the 5-year financial plan.
Absolutely, but not on not,
And it would be each department list their priorities too, and then the determination is.
okay, but look at this. A ton of it is public works, yeah.
Okay. Let's,
I can, and perhaps this is a better debate for a committee of the whole meeting, or
it's a good debate right now. This is budget. We're talking about what we're gonna fund and what we're not gonna fund.
from a financial standpoint, people give me a massive list of projects, I price them, I put them in the financial plan.
Absolutely,
Yeah,
absolutely.
if you want them included or not in the financial plan, this is your guys' bylaw, so you can go through it and tell me to strike half the projects in the list, I can strike half the
No,
projects
but
in the
you can
list.
see what we're getting at, right?
Yeah,
In terms of,
yeah,
if we've already got the funding, then really from a budget point of view, we don't really have to worry about it, we just have to
yeah.
Okay.
put it together kind of
From
thing.
a staff point of view, I don't feel comfortable in making the determination as to what goes on the financial plan and what doesn't. That priority list, to me, should be done by council in a strategic priority list, and
Well,
it should be handed,
plan.
I should be handed a list
Okay.
saying, here's the projects we're going to get done this year, do them, which ones are funded, we'll do those, and then move forward.
Okay, so, that being said, since Councilor Gould has to leave by 12, we have our list here. We're not gonna do first reading today anyway, so why don't we ask staff, I'm gonna ask staff, take the list of projects that are on here and prioritize them for us, for tomorrow.
Just the
But
surplus.
would you see the separation though, in terms of if you've got ones that have the funding already, that you don't need a priority list for those?
That's Carrie's asking for just the surplus ones,
The ones that are funded, we don't
the
need.
surplus operational revenue.
Yep, we can do it that way.
Well,
Because I agree, I understand, like, we have, what is it, it's like a $10 million one, the rec center. Great, do we have the funds right now? No. Are we sure we're gonna have the funds this year? No, so we're gonna inflate our financial plan by $10 million.
But that,
Right?
that
But then-
isn't surplus.
No, but just hear me out here. But here we are, so then we're gonna go into this year with a budget of this big, with this much funding, and then this is what we've been doing year after year. Then we like carry over a project, and so this is our benchmark, right? Say 20 million, or 15 million, or 40 million, and we're doing 4 million. So it looks like every single year, we're not meeting our benchmark, but it's in our financial plan. So, like, this is where I get, like, I hate the regional district, like, funding system, because there's 150, 200 budgets. But at the same time, every department has its own budget, because it has its own, so you know exactly where you're at, whereas we're like, here's the world, but here's what we're actually gonna do, right? And that's the frustration, and I think as the public sees it, there's like, you know, one year we had a $50 million budget, yeah, but we were only doing like $10 million worth of it because of grants and everything else. It's like, well, then we left 40 million on the table to carry over to next year. I think that's what we have to stop doing. Like, I understand where James is coming from. He gets all the stuff, he's gotta put it in the budget somehow. But we need to like nail this stuff down a little bit more so that we know exactly what are achievable. And then council and the public aren't looking at it and going, well, it was on the list, but we never did it. Why aren't we doing it? And then we look at staff and go, wow, why didn't you do that project? You said you were gonna do it, but there was no funds for it, right? So if you guys can go back and take what's on here, we'll finish what you can finish going through what you're doing, James, but if council can go, or not council, if the staff can go back and say, this is achievable under those surplus if we have the funds, and then prioritize them so that we can then deal with it that way. I think that it's fair to you guys too, because then there's no extra pressure on you guys from council saying, you didn't do your job. We expected you to do that $20 million project. Well, there was no money for it. Well, why wasn't there money for it? Well, it never came through.
Right. It's somewhat a chicken or an egg argument. Do you want them on the financial plan so that they're visible and you can look at them and debate them, or do you want them removed from the financial plan and then brought on board when the funding comes? And then,
but that's also why we have a strategic priority list, right? We have a priority list of things that we can do. Every department should have its own priority list. Council should have a priority list, and then we can amend. I know it's a lot of work, but we can amend the financial plan if the funding comes through. That is the most transparent way. We can say to the public, this is council's priorities. This is the priority list that we're working from on projects as the funding becomes available. And here's the actual financial plan with the funding that we have to do those jobs. It is the most transparent way. And then if we get the funds, we get a grant, then it goes back into it goes into the financial plan and we move forward with it. Like, we need that level of transparency, but we also need you guys to understand, like, that is how we're going to support you. We're here to support you with the funding that we have to make sure the projects that are most critical get done. And it's not just, you know, we want this because it's going to look good. When, you know, yeah, we put a park there, but we put it on a sinkhole. Well, why did we not fix that problem in the first place? Because it wasn't on the priority list.
And don't think I don't appreciate the fact that council is delaying the pool, Lori Curry Way, and airport signs in order to make me run again next year, that I might get some goddamn thing done.
the second delay set, right?
So you're running again?
Yeah.
Is that your announcement?
So how are you ever gonna get anything done?
Yeah. I take it to heart. You know, setting priorities is not necessarily a finance function. It's more a function of corporate, and setting a priority list is definitely something we need council input on. So I will take it to heart, and we'll sit down as a staff and figure out where we're going to go with that.
So we've done our priority list, right? We did strategic planning. We came up with a priority list. Now we have a budget, right? It's a draft budget, but we have a draft budget. We have all the projects that council said, yeah, let's move forward on. Now I think you guys can go back and say, okay, we have a plan. This is what council wants to see. This is what the budget is. Like, these are your guys' priorities. You put them on the budget. Council has said, yes, if we have the funds, we're gonna do this. Now council or staff can go back and say, okay, this is what we need to get done first, right? And then come back to us, and then that gives us the best budget we can do for the upcoming year. We have lots of time. Like, we still have lots, maybe we have lots of time to be able to get this done. But let's do it. let's make this the best budget we've done, right? Like, let's make this a really good document that says this is, we're gonna, and at the end of the year, we can say we achieved 90% of this, or we achieved 100% of it, or 110% of it because we got the extra funding. Is that fair?
Absolutely.
And just, it's, yeah, it's a doable thing.
But it
Just have to-
supports you guys too,
Yeah,
right?
we just wanna make sure that, from a finance standpoint, I can put whatever we need to put in the financial plan. But there's a certain corporate side to this that, you know, setting realistic targets and things like that is not really a finance function, it becomes more of a corporate function. So that's something we need to discuss as staff, I believe. And set the processes in place to make that happen.
Okay.
On another topic, when is the report due that we were upset about it being late or something last year?
Oh, we have lots of time. That's what month is that?
Oh, the audit, May 15th.
Yeah, we have till May. But that's the audit. That's this year's finances, not next year's. So, okay,
We've got Barb, we don't need an audit.
So
you wanna finish up with what you
in
gotta
light,
talk about?
in light of that, I think I'm gonna, in light of that discussion, I think I'll skip the rest of reviewing what's in Schedule C, because it will probably change at that point, so. Schedule D, is planned transfers to and from reserves,
Which will change.
which will, again, change for the end of the year, because, the expected balance of reserves will change once we figure out what our bank account is at the end of 2025, so.
Is this in
But those are
tens,
the numbers
hundreds,
as of,
Is this in tens, hundreds, or thousands, or millions?
these are in $1,000. So 16,907 is.
$8.
Yeah, I know. It's in thousands, so. Schedule E is our permissive tax exemption policy, which has to be in the financial plan as per the community charter. So it's listed there. It has not changed in, I think the last time we changed it was 2019. And then Schedule F is the enabling of a reserve fund, and then community charter basically gives a definition of all statutory and non-statutory reserves. The cash-based or non-cash-based equity.
Okay.
And that is the financial plan.
Okay.
Is there any general questions about anything we've gone over yesterday, today, bylaw? I think it's probably a little bit overly ambitious to have the entire capital plan ripped apart by tomorrow.
When's your
Probably committee of the whole or the council meeting on the 17th is probably more realistic to bring this back.
Which one do you want? I'm okay with either, it's up to you guys, cause you're the ones that have to do the work, so.
I think probably the 17th is when we introduce. It's just, it's not gonna be,
You're not coming to the committee of the whole?
The 10th I would be available, which is committee of the whole, 17th is day shift. And your meeting-
that's the regular meeting at 3 o'clock.
Yeah, and I can attend 3 o'clock meetings.
What day do you have off?
The Tuesday, the 16th.
Okay, we'll do a budget meeting on the 16th.
Let's do it.
Do you want it to be a afternoon or morning?
Are you off all day?
Yeah.
Let's do the morning then.
Okay,
Let me just-
I just wanna look at the calendar myself.
Yeah, I just thought about that.
Unless it snows.
10 o'clock?
You can get up earlier.
4:30 is early enough, but I'm not opposed to it.
10 o'clock?
I have nothing on the calendar for that day.
No, me neither. I might have a meeting at 2, but
Okay, so 9:30 AM?
yeah. Should only take us till lunchtime.
It's supposed to get warm.
I know, right? I know, snow in my yard. It's not gonna melt. Everything else will.
At least it's water.
Okay. Are you guys okay with that?
Yep.
Does that help you? I'm mostly looking at you, Jared, cause like Randy said, most of these projects are,
But that's not surplus.
No.
Yeah, a good majority of mine
Yeah.
Our
So
fund.
that's the least.
grant. Excuse me.
yeah, except, well, there's some big ones on there.
Your
that aren't.
Clarchester was surplus, I'm pretty sure.
Yes, and so
But
is the
then-
ladder truck.
How come the water parks are surplus, just cause we might have to throw money in there? Cause isn't it from the,
Yeah, the,
It's a multi, was it not?
yeah, so why is it even in there? It's good flood related, like.
yeah, it would only go forward if we get the funding from the province.
Okay.
But
Okay, is there anything else we need to discuss?
That's all I have.
Okay. With
So
that,
thank you,
then-
council, for listening to our presentation, and we'll come back in the 16th.
Motion to adjourn. Councilor Gould.